Hello, my friends. So I'm popping in for challenge accepted. Kathy and I are taking on this scrap lift right here from Scrap Squad, and I'll go ahead and put it right about here so that you can get a good look-see at the master plan. So what I see here are a couple strips of photos, simple wording, some mixed media splatty bits over here, maybe a little watercolor behind them. Not sure if that's happening with the palette I'm using or not. Doesn't matter. We're going to see how this goes. And then there's a bunch of strips of paper running this way. So I'm going to get cracking at this. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go. It's kind of cute. It's exciting. There's a bunch of stuff tucked in here and there. It's really fun. And the photo I'm going to use are these. I'm going to cut them into two strips. These are 3 different photos. These are the same photos, just put in a different order. Not a big deal. Just cute headshots. And I'm using this Jen Hadfield Chasing Adventures little set I have here. My title will be one of these words, no idea, and I've got really cute little embellishments that go along with them. And that's all I got. I don't know where I'm going to go that much with it. I mean, clearly it's a scrap lift, so you'll be able to see a nice little bit of what I'm up to. So I'm going to get going with it, and I will voice over the next bit so it doesn't take 3 years for you to watch this thing. Okay, here we go. Okie dokie, so all I'm doing here is trimming the photos. I use a Canon selfie, and I think I'm using the PicStitch app that just has a bazillion little templates, and I chose one with 6 little squares going on the vertical and just pop my photos in. Super easy app to use. It's my preferred one, and it allows me to edit within the app and all that kind of stuff. So easy peasy, not a big deal. And then with the papers that I had selected, I had a mini kit within a kit. I was using a How to Kill a Kit with Style kit. I just looked at what cardstocks were in there. The scrap lift that we're using this time around really lends itself to kind of a plain background or a cardstock background. So I thought I'd go ahead and get some of my mixed media in there. I'm just using Heidi Swapp Color Shine in gold, navy, and I'm going to follow it up with a little bit of coral. The coral does not show up per se as a coral color, but you do see that something's going on with it. And as well, the navy doesn't show up as a really deep color. It just shows up as a bit of a blue shimmer on top of this really great royal blue paper that I'm using. So that's it. I went heavier on the left side to use the mixed media, and lighter on the right, and not so much in that little section where I'm going to go ahead and have all of my paper strips. Pretty much just because I am a lover of my Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and it's dwindling. It's truly, it is the colors that I do end up using the most. Not the colors, the spray, mist, whatever you want to call them, that I end up using the most because I like a little bit of that shimmer that's in them. And unfortunately, she's mean and not making them anymore. Anyhow, I have gone ahead and cut up some of the strips from the pattern papers that I have. I did not cut them out of the sheet that I have, the cut apart sheet, because I'm not quite sure which pieces I want to keep from there intact, but there are plenty of patterns for me to use right here. So I have all these strips. Now I just get to arrange them. Now, I don't know if you can see, but on the scrap lift that we're using, it has these sewn in bits, and I like to use my sewing machine. I have no problem with that. But, and another one of my kits for a series that I do, I have I have, and they're for the September kits. Don't tell anyone. I have, what do you call it? Some rub-ons that are sewing machine stitches, and I very, very much am making a concentration going forward for this year to use up a bunch of my very old rub-ons. New rub-ons, old rub-ons. I don't have that many that are new, but I want to use them. You know how they like to die on you? Some of them like to die on you. So my thought is each kit I have, I'm going to go ahead and put rub-ons in there, and when I use them up, I'll pull the next set and the next set because I have a ton. Because I like to buy them, I don't seem to like to use them. I have no idea why. Anywho, so I'm going to go ahead and steal them from my other kit and use them in a few places on this layout, and then I'll sneak them back in my kit. That is what my plan will be. So I'll go ahead, get the rub-ons done, get these pieces in, and maybe scuff them up a bit so that I can have some texture like you see in the scrap lift. All right, I have them scuffied up, I have them attached, and I have a couple little sewing marks on pretty much just that blue pattern paper. The other ones had a lot of white in it, and I didn't think it would show up that much. So I have my photo strips on, and they will be pretty haphazard when the time comes. I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out where I would like to get this ephemera in. Die cuts, ephemera. People, what is the difference? I don't know. I used to think that ephemera was the pieces that you collected along the way, like your maps and all that kind of stuff, and your die cuts were these pre-made pieces of paper. But then I see manufacturers call them every which thing, so I don't know. We're going to call them die cuts. And I'm able to get all the die cuts in that I had from this mini kit. It was a scrap room mini kit, except for those sunglasses. So that's not bad for getting some pieces in, huh? So yeah, just those little guys will be to the side, but I will end up getting more bits in. So I'm trying not to move my die cuts around too much because I like the placement, and I'm just kind of sneaking them in and then tucking the pieces into the pattern paper strips. I love how this scrap lift is, it's definitely a scrap lift, but it looks so different with the saturation of colors and all that kind of stuff that I'm using. And the original one I used was a lot calmer and just kind of like a sweeter, softer one, and mine's is Bold Explosion. So even though it's a scrap lift, it is definitely my style. So I think that's pretty darn nifty. And now I get to decide what word I'm going to use. You see the scrap lift, it just has the word smile. So I'm going to go with one of those super simple words that are in here. And I'm just going to use the word vacay. Now it has 5 letters, so I thought I would start with the middle letter and work my way out. That way I don't have to shift anything around. These are on foam with kind of like a cardstock sticker overlay, which I love because they are actually sticking without additional adhesive. So that is kind of fab. I'm seeing if I can use any of the other little sticker bits that are on this sheet. They're really a repeat of kind of what I have in there right now. So I'm exhausting my mini kit. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at the other pieces that are in my main kit that I'm using. And I have all these different puffy stickers and dimensional stickers and all kinds of goodies that I have that I can go ahead and add and tuck in. So these are the puffy stickers that go along with this collection, and seriously, I love all things puffy. So I have 2 sets of them. Expect to see them a lot in September because I have them in both of my kits. I did have a phone call, so I had to go ahead and stop and start. These are these little pink half pearls, and I did receive them, or I bought them from Secret Not Secret Kit Club. No, I didn't. I got them from my Secret Not Secret Kit Club retreat. It was one of the things that we got in, I guess, like what you would think of as our goodie bag, or, you know, the stuff from the club itself. So I'm going to put those in 3 different places. I love them. I wish that it was like a mixed set with a bunch of colors because I may have them for life. There's a ton in this little pot. They're beautiful though. So you're going to see those a lot coming up too because I would like to get a little traction with them. So I am out of my little sticky dots that I really like to use. I've got to get up to Michael's and pick some up. They're by Zots. They're like these little tiny mini dots. And I finally used the package I had and I need to purchase them again. They're fabulous. I thought I had another set, but maybe I went through 2 boxes. I don't know. I'm not finding them easily is what I can tell you. So I'm going ahead and using my Aleene's tacky glue to go with them. And then next what I'll do is I'll go ahead and use this really pretty blue as well as black of Nuvo drops as if they're my other 2 colors that I will be going ahead to use for like instead of enamel dots. And these are really glossy and pretty, and the blue will dry like with a translucent clear kind of color. Okay, so I also want to tell you before the end of the video to go ahead and click on Kathy's link below. She is uber talented and fun and inventive, and her take on this is really cool. And what else? Go ahead and like and subscribe if you could. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to leave a comment or have any questions, go ahead and do that below. I will get back to you usually within about 24 hours. I like to sit down with a coffee and hang out with my friends and answer questions and comments and all that kind of stuff. It ends up being kind of fun. And I think that's it for the business side of things. Oh, also, you know, the notification bell if you want to be notified when I do the next video. You saw me tapping on my page up there. And what I was doing is settling down the Nuvo drops because sometimes they get kind of like a little Dairy Queen swirl on the top. And if you just tap your desk a little bit, you can get it to settle down and go into that little enamel dot shape. Here is a close-up of my photo. And that's going to be about it. Thanks so much for watching, friends, and I will see you ever so soon. Bye-bye.